Imagine a city that's just this vibrant cultural powerhouse.
Yeah.
A global metropolis buzzing with millions.
Yeah, absolutely packed.
Now picture that same city, not so long ago, really, as little more than an obscure, wild jungle village. Barely a blip on anyone's radar.
It's truly astonishing, especially when you think that the grand capital of Bengal back then, Murshidabad, they paid it almost no mind at all.
Right.
People from this tiny settlement, if they even went near the capital, they were, well, completely overlooked.
And that's the incredible story we're diving into today. The layered, really fascinating history of Kolkata, the vibrant heart of Bengal. We're going to trace its journey from those humble, unnoticed beginnings through its dramatic rise as a British powerhouse and right up to India's independence.
Quite a transformation.
We've sifted through, well, a stack of historical documents and detailed research to really unearth the hidden gems of this story. Our mission is to reveal how a cluster of obscure villages just blossomed into a major global hub, shaped by some truly incredible personalities.
And you might just be surprised how quickly it all happened.
Exactly. How fast it rose from, well, obscurity.
What's fascinating here is how this seemingly unremarkable Ganj, a small rural market town, just defied all expectations.
Yeah.
Our sources, they paint a vivid picture of just how desolate and frankly untamed this area was initially.
Absolutely. The picture painted of Kolkata's earliest days is of a truly wild, unhealthy jungle. I mean, we're talking tigers, snakes, all sorts of other wild animals.
Not exactly prime real estate back then.
No, it sounds more like an adventure novel setting than a future global city. But then, almost miraculously, this untamed landscape began its remarkable transformation.
Yes, it was truly a transformation from Badabana, basically an area teeming with monkeys, dense mangrove-like trees, much like today's Sunderbans, into an urban center.
Wow, Badabana.
And speaking of its evolution, let's talk about the city's name. There are actually multiple theories, which itself tells you a lot about its organic layered growth,
Okay, so let's unpack this. One theory suggests the name Kolkata comes from the word Kalikshetra. That refers to the sacred land of the goddess Kali.
Sounds quite fitting, given its spiritual significance.
Right.
It does. But the most common theory, perhaps the most compelling in terms of its historical development, is that Kolkata grew from the merging of three distinct villages: Sutanuri, Kolkata, and Gobindapur.
Ah, the three villages story.
Exactly. And it was Kolkata that eventually lent its name to the entire burgeoning city.
And what other ideas are out there about the name? I'm curious about the more unusual theories.
Well, okay, so other theories propose Kupila, which is a Bengali word meaning flat area. That certainly describes parts of its topography.
Makes sense.
Or even a combination of kal meaning canals and kata meaning cuttings, suggesting sort of an engineered landscape early on.
Interesting.
There's also a connection to local produce, things like kilchu, a type of taro, and kata, which is jute fiber from coconut husks.
Yeah.
They were prominent in the region.
So the name might come from the stuff they grew or made.
Some believe that, yes. It might derive from these local goods.
And maybe seeing this local value, the British were keenly aware of brand, weren't they? I found it really interesting that the Portuguese had already made Calicut famous in Europe as a high-quality brand.
Oh, absolutely.
So when the British arrived here, their aim was to quickly establish a similar reputation, creating a made-in Calcutta brand, almost right from the start.
That's a crucial point, yeah. And it beautifully illustrates how even the name of a city can evolve to reflect its changing identity and, well, its aspirations. It's also worth noting that while it was known as Calcutta in English for centuries, the modern change to Kolkata in 2001 was a deliberate move to align with the Bengali pronunciation.
Bringing it full circle.
Exactly. Back to its linguistic roots.
It's also fascinating to consider Kolkata's place in Bengal's long history. The historical records reveal that Kolkata was actually the 6th capital of Bengal.
That's quite a lineage, isn't it?
It really is. Can you walk us through what led to that incredible shift and why Murshidabad was eventually eclipsed?
That's an excellent point that highlights Kolkata's unique journey. It followed a succession of other prominent capitals: Gauda, Nabadwip, Rajmahal, Dhaka, and then Murshidabad.
Okay.
The pivotal moment for Kolkata, the one that truly cemented its destiny, came in 1772. This is when Warren Hastings, who was the Governor General of India then,
Right.
he made the monumental decision to shift Bengal's capital from Murshidabad to Kolkata.
Wow.
And this wasn't just a local change. It established Kolkata as the capital of not just Bengal, but the entire British India.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. This decision shifted the economic and political gravity of British India irrevocably.
And it held that title for a long time, didn't it? Right up until 1911, when Delhi eventually took its place.
Yeah.
That's a significant run as the center of power.
A very long run.
So how did this rapid rise to prominence physically manifest? Let's explore how those humble beginnings, those original 3 villages, actually laid the physical foundation for modern-day Kolkata.
Indeed. If you look at a map of modern Kolkata today, you can actually trace the outlines of those original 3 villages, Sutanudi, Kolkata, and Gobindapur.
You can still see it.
Roughly, yes. These areas now encompass familiar regions like Chitpur, Bagbazar, Shilpa Bazar, and Hatkola. And stretching further, areas like Dormatola, Bogazar, Taltola, John Bazar, Hastings, Maidan, and Habanapur.
It's remarkable to see how the city grew organically, absorbing these smaller settlements. Can you give us a concrete example of how one of these original areas developed?
Certainly. Take Hatkola, for instance. Its market roots are tied to the Dutt family, who were descendants of Govinda Samaran Dutt. He founded the market there.
Good.
The research shows that Lakshmakanta Dar Chowdhury then built a paved road. And that simple act, building a road, facilitated trade and encouraged various communities to settle along it.
Infrastructure driving growth.
Exactly. It directly fostered the market's creation, a great illustration of how infrastructure drove early settlement.
And what about Gobindapur, which you mentioned was quite wild in its early days? How did that transform?
Gobindapur. It was described as a truly wild, watery area, really quite similar to today's Sundarbans.
Mangroves and stuff.
Yeah, densely forested with mangrove-like trees, Sundari, Garan, Kiora, Pain. And yes, it was home to Bengal tigers, snakes, crocodiles, and a huge variety of monkeys.
Monkeys?
Loads of them. This abundance of monkeys might even be where it got its alternative name, Badabana, from Bandar, which means monkey.
That paints such a vivid picture. So
Yeah.
what on earth brought people to settle in such a wild place?
Well, what's fascinating here is how resourceful people were. The drying up of the Saraswati River, that was a major environmental shift.
Right, change in geography.
Exactly. And it led intelligent Seth merchants from Saptagram, which was then a major commercial hub, to seek new opportunities. So they migrated to the banks of the Ganges.
Following the water, essentially.
Pretty much. The first 4 Seth families to arrive were Kalicharan, Basupati, Basudev, and Sibaram. Then came Mukundaram Seth. He established a temple for his family deity, Govindaji, which led to the name Gobindapur for the area. This movement of people, these merchants, directly shaped the city's early character.
So even before the British officially arrived and set up shop, there was already a rich tapestry of life here. You mentioned archaeological digs.
Yes, excavations at Chandrakatugar, for example, show evidence of human activity in this region for over 2,000 years.
2 millennia.
And medieval Bengali literary works like Pipladas Pipilai's Manasamangal Kavya, Mukundaram Chakrabarti's Kavikankan Chandi, and Abu Fazal's Aini Akbari. They all mention the village of Kolkata on the Hooghly River.
So it was known, just not widely known outside the region.
Exactly. While it was obscure on the global stage, it certainly wasn't unknown locally. Its emergence on the global stage truly began on August 24, 1690. That's when Job Charnock, an English factor, arrived in Sutanudi.
And that's the moment that really changed everything, wasn't it? The East India Company was clearly eyeing expansion.
Mm-hmm.
The historical records show that in 1698, they officially bought those 3 small villages, Sutanudi, Kolkata, and Gobindapur, for 1,300 rupees from the Sabarna Roy Chowdhuries.
A small price for such a strategic location.
Seems like it now. This was after they had already gained initial commercial rights in Bengal for 3,000 rupees back in 1690. This purchase marked the real start of Kolkata's development into a presidency town.
That's right, and their ambitions grew quickly. By 1717, they had secured even more expensive trading rights from the Mughal Emperor Farrukh Shah.
More land.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Acquiring nearly 10 miles of land along both banks of the Hooghly River, encompassing 38 villages. This expansion truly set the stage for their burgeoning power.
And with that growing power came the need for defense, I suppose.
Absolutely. To counter rival European powers, the Dutch, Portuguese, and French, the British decided they needed to build a fort right there in Gobindapur.
And this, of course, was Fort William.
The first Fort William, yes. Its initial construction was completed by 1702. It served a dual purpose, a military base, and a regional office.
Where is that now?
Its location is where the General Post Office, the Eastern Railway Office, and the Customs House are today. It was built by Sir Charles Eyre and John Beard and named after King William III of England.
Okay.
However, despite its strategic purpose, its structure was apparently flawed from the start, not the strongest design.
And that flaw was dramatically tested in 1756, wasn't it? Governor Roger Drake's provocations led Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah to attack and capture Kolkata and the fort.
Right. On June 19, 1756, he expelled the British. This is also when the infamous Black Hole tragedy story was widely spread by the British.
A very contentious story.
Very. And Siraj renamed the city Alinagar.
But that wasn't the end of it.
No, the story didn't end there. Just a year later, Robert Clive, with crucial help from Mir Jafar,
Mir Jafar.
He recaptured Kolkata after the Battle of Plassey in 1757. This pivotal victory led to the decision to build a new, much stronger fort.
Right. Learn from the mistakes.
Exactly. This new Fort William, an impressive, strategically designed stronghold, was largely completed by 1780 and became fully operational during Warren Hastings' time.
So this one was built to last.
Definitely. It was octagonal, 5 sides facing land, 3 facing the river, surrounded by a water-filled moat, 7 entrances. A powerful symbol of British dominance, designed to be impregnable.
And this consolidation of power continued.
Yes. When in 1765, Governor Robert Clive secured the Diwani.
The Durrani rights.
Essentially, the complete rights to collect revenue for the entire province of Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha from the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II.
Wow, that's huge financial control.
It makes unprecedented financial control over a vast territory, all for an annual tribute.
And then the final step you mentioned earlier in establishing Kolkata's dominance. 1772, Warren Hastings moves everything.
Yes, he moved all the important offices and courts from Rashidabad to Kolkata, firmly establishing it as the capital of the British East India Company. That truly solidified its position as the nerve center of British India.
And this period also saw significant institutional development, right?
Yeah.
Stuff that would shape the future.
Absolutely. In 1784, Kolkata saw the publication of its first official newspaper, the Bengal Gazette.
First newspaper.
The same year, Sir William Jones founded the Asiatic Society, a really crucial institution for scholarly understanding of India. Still exists today.
And the momentum for progress just kept going, didn't it?
It really did. We see the establishment of Fort William College in 1801, which played a major role in training British administrators in Indian languages and culture.
Learning the local ways.
Trying to, yes. Then, in 1804, the Grand Government House was founded, that's now known as Raj Bhavan.
Ah, the governor's residence.
Exactly. It was during Lord Wellesley's tenure, roughly 1797 to 1805, that Kolkata truly blossomed into the city of palaces.
Like you said, palaces, I've heard that.
Yes, thanks to significant urban growth and the construction of many architecturally significant government buildings, you can still see that grandeur today.
And this wasn't just about British institutions creating things, was it? There was collaboration, too.
That's particularly striking, yes. The collaboration that laid the groundwork for modern education. In 1817, Raja Rammohan Roy, Radhakanta Deb, and David Hare, they united their efforts.
P Indian figures and a Brit.
Precisely. They established Hindu College, which is now Presidency College, starting with just 20 students. This marked a monumental step towards educational reform in the region.
Wow, only 20 students to start. Look at it now.
Incredible growth.
The 19th century, it seems, was truly a period of rapid modernization for Kolkata. The city embraced technology with astonishing speed.
It really did. Its first train service began on August 15, 1854, running from Howrah to Hooghly.
Connecting it outwards.
Yeah, with stops at Bali, Serampore, and Chandanagar. Then, in 1857, Calcutta University was founded, further solidifying its intellectual role.
University, railways, what else?
Well, by 1873, the city saw its first horse-drawn tram service running from Sealdah to Armenian Ghat, easing urban transport.
Trams, a classic Kolkata image.
Even back then, we also see the birth of major media, with the Statesman newspaper launching in 1875, the same year the Indian Museum was founded.
Statesman and the Indian Museum, same year. Busy year.
And the city even embraced new personal transport. The first motor cars appeared on Kolkata roads in 1896.
Cars arrive.
Followed by the introduction of electric trams in 1902. These were truly transformative advancements that mirrored global progress.
And all this change, this modernization, it also fueled something else, didn't it? A kind of cultural explosion.
Absolutely. This era gave birth to a remarkable sociocultural revolution, the Bengal
The
Renaissance.
Bengal Renaissance, hugely important.
Massively. In the early 19th century, Kolkata was clearly divided, white town for the British and black town for Indians.
Segregated.
Very much so. But by the 1850s, Kolkata's prosperity in commerce and the booming jute industry led to significant British investment in infrastructure, railways, telegraph.
Money flowing in.
And within this context, a new elite emerged, the Babu class.
The Babus. Tell us about them.
These were typically upper caste, English-educated Hindus. They served as landlords, government employees, or clerks. This Babu class embodying a fascinating blend of British and Indian cultures. They didn't just exist passively. They actively became the intellectual engine of the Bengal Renaissance, using their unique position to bridge traditions and foster radical new ideas.
So they were the driving force.
In many ways, yes. And Kolkata was undeniably the epicenter of this movement. It was a transformative social and cultural reform that profoundly impacted Bengali society and really served as a pioneer for all of India. This was where the intellectual ferment was happening, a true awakening.
And so many incredible figures emerged from this period.
Many luminaries, yes. Raja Ramohan Roy, active from 1772 to 1833, was a true pioneer of religious and social reform. He founded the Brahma Samaj in 1828.
And famous for abolishing sati, right?
Most famously known for his tireless efforts in abolishing that abhorrent practice. A huge achievement.
And then there's Henry Louis Vivian
Derozio, an incredibly influential European poet, rationalist, and teacher at Hindu College. His unconventional teaching methods, his discussions on everything from literature to science, they formed the Young Bengal group.
Young Bengal.
Made him immortal, as they say, in Indian nationalist history. His students included notable figures like Krishnamhan Bandyopadhyay and Ratanath Sikdar, who went on to make their own significant contributions.
So his influence spread through his students, too.
Definitely. And then there's Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, a towering scholar and social reformer of the 19th century, another giant.
Vidyasagar, meaning ocean of knowledge.
Precisely. He earned the Vidyasagar title for his immense knowledge and wisdom. Rabindranath Tagore famously called him the first artist of Bengali prose.
High praise from Tagore.
Indeed. His groundbreaking work in women's emancipation included vigorously promoting widow remarriage and women's education while fiercely fighting against polygamy and child marriage.
Tackling major social issues head-on.
Absolutely. What truly strikes you looking at this period is the sheer intellectual ferment, a real golden age. Luminaries across literature, science, social reform. They collectively ignited this profound awakening.
It wasn't just those three.
Not at all. Beyond these pivotal figures, the Renaissance fostered a whole constellation of talent across various fields, from spiritual leaders like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and pioneering women's rights advocates like Rokeya Sakawat Hussain to literary giants such as Michael Madhusudan Dutt, all leading up, of course, to the towering figure of Rabindranath Tagore.
The Nobel laureate, Gurudev.
The polymathic Nobel laureate, known affectionately as Gurudev. It was an incredible time.
So the Bengal Renaissance truly birthed a golden age across disciplines.
It really did. Literary giants like Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay had a profound influence on Tagore himself. And then came the likes of Sarat Chandra, Dwijendra Lal, Atul Prasad, Sukumar Ray, Vibhuti Bhushan, Tarashankar. They further enriched Bengali literature immensely.
A literary explosion. What about science?
In science, we saw pioneering work from Acharya Prafulla Chandra Ray and Jagadish Chandra Bose. They not only made significant discoveries, but also founded key institutions like Bengal Chemical and Basu Vijayan Mandir.
Building scientific infrastructure, too.
And their students included future scientific legends like Satyendranath Bose and Meghnad Saha. And in medicine, pioneers like Upendranath Brahmachari, Bidhan Chandra Roy,
Dr. B.C. Roy, later chief minister.
the very same, and Nilratan Sarkar, they made their indelible mark transforming healthcare in the region.
And theater. Kolkata's famous for its theater.
Bengali theater flourished, with legends like Girish Chandra Ghosh and Jyotirendranath Tagore. Kolkata was just this dynamic hub of creativity and intellectual pursuit, attracting the brightest minds.
And all this intellectual and social awakening, it naturally led to political awakening too, didn't it?
Inevitably. In 1883, Surendranath Banerjee organized the first Indian political conference right here in Kolkata.
The first one.
marking it as a crucial center for the freedom movement, especially for revolutionary organizations that sought to challenge British rule.
So the resistance was growing.
The intensity of these movements was undeniable. In 1905, the partition of Bengal, enacted largely on communal grounds by Curzon,
Very divisive move.
hugely. It triggered widespread protests and the Swadeshi movement, the boycott of British goods right here in Kolkata. This was a direct challenge to British authority.
And the British felt that pressure.
They certainly did. These movements were so impactful, and frankly, the logistical difficulties of administering the vast British India from Kolkata were so significant.
Getting harder to manage from there.
Yes. So in 1911, the British made the monumental decision to shift the capital to Delhi.
A huge blow to Kolkata's prestige, presumably.
It was significant, yes. But despite the capital shift, Kolkata continued to play a vital role. In 1923, the Calcutta Corporation was established, and Chittaranjan Das became its first elected mayor in 1924.
C.R. Das.
And it's notable that other prominent freedom fighters, including Subhash Chandra Bose, Bidhan Chandra Roy again, and Abul Qasim Fazlul Huq, also held this significant office.
So it remained politically important.
Absolutely, demonstrating its continued importance in the nationalist movement.
But the mid-20th century brought immense challenges to the city, didn't it? War, famine.
Terrible times. During World War II, the Japanese military bombed Kolkata and its port multiple times in 1942 and 1944, causing considerable disruption and fear.
The war reached its doorstep.
And then the horrific 50 famine of 1943, often known as the Great Bengal Famine,
Devastating.
where hundreds of thousands, lakhs as they're known in India, died of starvation due to economic disruption, natural failures, policy failures, disasters. It left an indelible scar on the city.
And the troubles didn't end there.
No. The period leading up to independence was also marked by deep communal strife. In 1946, horrific communal riots erupted in Kolkata, fueled by the demand for a separate Muslim state of Pakistan.
The Great Kolkata Killings.
Tragically known as that, yes. It led to thousands of deaths. And the subsequent mass migration during the partition of India significantly altered Kolkata's demographics.
People moving across borders.
Yes, with many Muslims moving to what became East Pakistan, and hundreds of thousands of Hindus migrating into Kolkata from the east. A massive, traumatic shift.
So as we reflect on this deep dive, you can really see the incredible journey of Kolkata, from that forgotten wild village
To a grand capital, a cultural powerhouse, and a hotbed of the freedom struggle.
It's a city truly forged in challenges and defined by its resilience.
Understanding the city's layered history, it genuinely provides a unique perspective on India's past and present. It offers those aha moments,
Yeah.
and a deep appreciation for its resilience and dynamism, showing how the foundations of modern India were often laid right there in its streets and institutions.
And as the poet Kabir Suman so evocatively puts it, capturing that blend of past and present, struggle and enduring spirit. Bikale Kolkata Shohor, Puranotun Makur, Emerote Agunar, Tupit Manushir Klanto Chokar Akarsh, Duduan Tumi Eshichili.
Beautiful lines. In the evening city of Kolkata, old and new faces wander, in buildings with fires embrace, and the weary eyes of people, you came with two smokes.
It really captures it. It's a city that continuously carries its history and its hopes in every corner. What will Kolkata's next transformation be?